We're back. Welcome to this week's episode of Feasting on Football. We're in week 6. We're at the Oilmen's Restaurant and Lounge in Laurel, close to Ramada Inn.
Huge.
Statement Saturday, Murph.
I can't control
Statement
myself.
Saturday.
I can't control myself.
The producer's been going nuts since we even started our drive over. He's shaking the red pom-pom back there.
He'll be shaking a crimson pom-pom before it's too long, I tell you that much.
Easy. Let's
ease into it. I'm sorry.
Ease into
I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
All the emotions are rolling.
Getting a little ahead of myself here.
Had a good weekend last week in Jones County football. We almost had a clean sweep. Laurel and West Jones and South Jones out on the reservation. The Braves got their first win of the season. Northeast was in a tight battle before falling down at Summit. This week, Laurel going to Wingfield.
We both missed the over-under. The over-under on fans at kickoff was 8. They had 13. Actually had a few more head over that way and become fans, or either that or they were at Northeast accidentally, didn't know what was going on. Anyway, Laurel will have no problem. Wingfield is a struggling team. They do the best they can. They very low number of athletes, so I see Laurel as bad as they want it.
Yeah, West Jones also playing on the road at Natchez. Natchez got throttled by Wayne County last week. I think the same thing happens again this week with the Mustangs, that running game. I forget about it. That also gives South Jones, after their first win for head coach Corey Reynolds, Braves going on the road to Pearl River Central. I saw Pearl River. They got a stout running game. I don't know. The Braves might be in trouble.
I think the Braves are in trouble. It's a long road trip. Pearl River was a stout team last year. I think they got a lot of guys back. They played West really, really tough. So I don't know how well it's going to come out for the Braves this week, but you never know. Coming off a win, huge win for the Braves. Happy for Coach Reynolds and the team. They really needed something good to happen. So excited about that for them.
Yeah, and that leaves us with one other game. That's Northeast, starting Region 5-4A play, and they're going to be hosting Quitman. Quitman coming in off a couple of wins over, I believe, Bay Springs and Taylorsville.
Both very, very good teams. Small in classification, but stout nonetheless. They got to control Big Reggio again. I didn't think he could outdo himself in the Southeast Lauderdale game, but he does have 6 touchdowns. Amazing. He can just play.
Yeah, I like the Tigers at home in the jungle in that one. Saturday, big. Saturday's big. First start on the JUCO level though. JC. You know where they're going.
You want to talk
Saturday?
about big? The margin of victory. I love Jones. I live in Ellisville. I'm a dog walk from the stadium. They're going to get clobbered. Period. End of discussion. East Miss
headed to Scuba to face the defending national champions who have just been laying waste to everyone. I totally agree with you, Murph. I love the Bobcats as well. Called them on the radio a few times this year. But last week against Gulf Coast, a team, mind you, that's defense oriented, and man, they hung up 42 on JC.
I tell you, before we go on, Elliot Bell, who made this meal for us, looks like he could play a little football. I bet he played football back in the day. This is fantastic. I have some red fish with an almond sauce on it. You got a steak. Absolutely wonderful at the Oilmen's. I have to keep my mind off that big game.
But not only is it just a steak, but it's local. From Collins. Grass-fed. Really good steak. With peppers, onions, mushrooms.
Honey badger? Oh, never mind. So now we're going into the big ones now,
We're going to still ease in.
You're
Southern
killing
Miss.
me, Guru.
Southern Miss. Hey,
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it.
Southern Miss at Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee State laying 18. Said last week, if Southern Miss keeps turning the ball over, they're going to keep losing. They turned the ball over three times against Rice. Got clobbered. I think the same thing's going to happen Saturday.
I'm hoping it stays within 18. I don't think so. Blue Raiders roll. They are the Blue Raiders, aren't they?
They are the Blue Raiders.
All right. I can't believe I remembered that one.
It's always hard when you got to remember color and mascot name and all that.
And almost in my home city, Murfreesboro, which kind of not really.
Close.
Not really.
All Tiger battle on the plains at Auburn Friday or Saturday night. LSU traveling to face Auburn.
Tigers are going to win.
Hey, no doubt about that.
No doubt about it.
Tigers will win Saturday night in Auburn. Here's what I got. Brandon Harris starts at quarterback for LSU. LSU wins. Anthony Jennings starts at quarterback for LSU. Auburn wins.
Judging by the fan reaction last week, if Anthony Jennings steps on the field, Les Miles is probably going to be dangling from a light tower at the end of the game.
Who you got?
Okay. I got LSU, no doubt about it. I'm contractually obligated where I cannot pick Auburn under any circumstance. Auburn and Arkansas. Doesn't matter who they're playing.
How many teams can you
Those are the only two, Auburn and Arkansas.
Okay.
After that, heck, I even picked State last week. Or almost picked State.
And
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and yeah, that was one that you really wanted.
I did, and I would have been right.
You would have been.
But I digress. I'm eating something green. What do you think it is, Guru?
Ooh.
Very
Green
rare
beans?
I eat something green.
Yeah, Murph's not a fan of anything that comes out of the garden.
Irish beer, maybe, but that's about it.
Maybe mushrooms, but that's another topic for another day. So, we're getting there. Big weekend. 6 top 25 matchups in college football. Outside of the SEC, number 4 Oklahoma. Let's go into number
Outside
5
of the
25
SEC.
TCU. Let me throw them in there.
Okay.
Number 14 Stanford at number 9 Notre Dame, and number 19 Nebraska at number 10 Michigan State.
That sounds like a decent upset pick.
Oh,
Nebraska.
you like the Huskers?
I like Abdullah.
He's a tough running back.
He's a very tough running back.
So before we go into where you want to get, so we can end the show talking about that, let's stop and have the Oilmen's upset picks of the week. And I will say, I hit for the second time this year, picking Washington State.
Actually called and made fun of you because Washington State was losing
They
most
were
of the
down
game.
21-0 and rallied and won 28-27.
Amazingly, I heard from you, after
You
they
think?
won. I was really shocked at that.
But as we always do, we got to give a shout out to some of our readers. David Warren on his pick sheet. He's going with Ole Miss over Alabama. David, we'll let you know shortly what we think about that pick. And what about your girl from Laurel?
Picking USM over Middle Tennessee. You got to love the faith in the home team, but forget it. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Who is your reader friend there?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Ruth Ishii. How did I forget Ruth? The plate was over the name, and I missed it. I'm sorry, Ruth. You're one of my favorite pickers. I don't think you've been right yet. You were close on the Tennessee pick last week.
Yes, you was. 3 points.
Really close. So I'm going to stop getting on you about Tennessee, but let's stop picking the Golden Eagles if you want to win.
I tell you, I think outside of those two, those are pretty out there. But John Rainwater, seriously, John, a tiebreaker of 42 total points in the Baylor-Texas game. Are you kidding me? Baylor averages 57 points a game. They're number 1 in the nation in scoring. Forget about it. That one at least goes over 60.
At least over 60. Well, what was it last year? What was the score last year?
It was like 57-24 or something.
It was 30-10.
Must have been a different game you were looking at. All right. Gets us to our upset picks.
Before we give our upset picks,
Okay.
I just want everybody to know the Oilmans, they're really big in the live music. They're going to have Shelby Kemp on the 3rd. Fat Man Squeeze is going to play after the Loblolly Festival. A lot of fun. Jeff Bates, country singer, has an incredible story. He'll be here October 10th with his album release, Conway and Me. And we got Charles Carter on the 24th, and here's something I'm looking forward to.
What's that?
Halloween. Now, I have to cover football on Halloween, but Halloween's last deep into the night, from what I understand. I might dress up as a, Bear Bryant or something, and come out here and
you won't
and
be
get down
doing
to
that
the
if Ole Miss
Strays, one of
wins
the
this
best
weekend.
local bands around. So,
The Strays,
excellent.
yes, that is some good
If
music.
there's anything better than the musical lineup, it's the beer selection. This is only Coca-Cola. Now we can move forth, Guru.
With that being said, give us your upset pick of the week, Murph.
Who should it be?
I know you kind of like them. Oh, the Dogs.
That's for Sam Nichols. Thank you very much, Sam. Mississippi State over A&M in the first of 3 thrillers on Saturday.
Go Dogs. I like that. And I like you have a prop. I like props. It's always
Props
fun.
are great.
You want to know my upset pick of the week?
I've
gotten 2 right. You've only gotten 1. I like your pick, State over A&M. Good pick.
Yeah.
Hey, Miami coming off a big win against Duke last week. You know where they're going? They're going to Atlanta. But nobody waltzes into Bobby Dodd Stadium and just takes care of the Yellow Jackets. That's right. The Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech going to take down the Hurricanes on Saturday.
Wonderful pick.
All right.
Wonderful pick.
You pick State, and I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I like State. I think they're legit. They're a contender in the SEC West. Now, we've gotten that out of the way. Now, there's one more game in the Magnolia State that's kind of getting a little bit of hype.
I've heard
Game Day. ESPN Game Day is going to be there.
All I ever hear is freeze warning. I think there's going to be a global warming warning, possibly. There's going to be no freeze. Game Day is going to be there. Corso, the whole bunch. We're betting on we bet on anything. We're even picking who's going to be our guest picker at Game Day. I'm saying Archie Manning. Somebody else. Shepard Smith. We got our prop guy. Not paying attention. Gotta get our prop guy.
Well, why do you like Alabama? They're 7-point favorites. It's a big road game. Ole Miss, hostile environment. You don't give the Rebels a chance?
I do give the Rebels a chance. Just not a very good chance. Actually, I was extremely impressed with their defense against Memphis. I'm about to lose my prop guy. The offense was atrocious. Turned the ball over way too many times. You're not going to be able to do that against a good team like Alabama, a team of that stature and that defense. You can't turn the ball over. If Ole Miss can somehow play without turning the ball over, and if they can keep the crowd in, if they can't avoid getting punched in the mouth.
That's the biggest key. If they can keep
close to that steak knife, Guru.
If they
it was one pick. That's all, one pick steak.
If they can keep the crowd in the entire game. Ooh.
It's happening.
Ooh. Ooh. You don't like that thought, do you?
I don't.
What about Sims, though, quarterback? He's kind of a question mark for me for Alabama. I mean, Ole Miss has got a really good defense. If Cody Pruitt
They've got a really good defense.
The defensive secondary
can
cause some havoc back there in the backfield for Blake Sims, I tell it. What?
Oh,
what?
Who do you got, Guru?
Who do you got?
I can't tell you who I got. I want you to go first.
Oh! What
Are
is
you kidding
that?
me? Are you kidding me?
Oh!
Guru!
The Guru
Are
second
you out of your
of the
mind?
week.
Are you out of your mind?
Absolutely.
Roll Tide!
Alabama's going to roll into Oxford on Saturday, and they're going to roll over the Ole Miss Rebels.
I love it. I agree 100%. Anybody from the crowd? We got a couple boo birds here. You got a couple boo birds? We might be eating humble pie next week. If we are going to be eating humble pie, though,
I've eaten it before.
And it'll be from Bows and Joe's at the mall, at Sawmill Square
Absolutely.
Mall. So we might have some crawfish, or catfish.
Catfish,
I'm about to lose,
crawfish.
I think
It's
I
all
have
right. I got you. Crawfish. We got
I think I
maybe
have
some
Ebola.
fried crawfish. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. After the Tide rolls on Saturday, we'll be able to do the show next week and have just as much fun. I want to thank Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center for sponsoring us, and absolutely have to thank the Oilmen's Restaurant and Lounge here in Laurel, next to the Ramada Inn, for feeding us some wonderful food.
Ridiculously good meal. Not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Well,
Alabama's going to be worthy.
Till next week.
Alabama's going to be worthy. Roll Tide.
Murph says roll Tide. That's Kelvin with his little Ole Miss pom-pom. I ain't even getting him what men and pom-poms. Forget about it.
I don't understand.
You know?
Forget about it. He's got both of them hanging out of his pants.
Thank you for tuning in. For the Murph, I'm the Guru. Bama's going to roll.
Roll Tide.
See ya.
On the ceiling, I ain't lying, just a